Welcome to session 5, everybody, of MEDT 34.1. Don't forget to visit the course plan for big picture view of those things that you want to be doing this session. Basketball analogy would be to keep your eye on the ball rather than to keep your eye on everything else going on in a crazy basketball game. That's what the course plan helps you to do. And remember, occasionally I change it. If I make huge changes, I announce those in the class. If I make fairly minor but still significant changes, all changes actually that I make, I put on the very bottom in a table that explains what happened so that you don't feel like things are changing but you don't know what happened. Normally changes are meant to help you and lighten your load, but I don't think I'm going to make huge changes this semester. All right, enough about that. In this module, you guys are going to be making a digital movie. We have a lot of different options for doing that. One big rule that I have is don't turn in a PowerPoint file. Don't turn in a .pptx or .ppt or anything like that. You can use PowerPoint along the way of making a digital movie. It's a really handy tool, and you can end up doing 60 to 80% of your work in PowerPoint before you move over to the movie making tool, like the Windows Movie Maker or the iMovie tool, for example. Excuse me. You can also use other technologies. I can only provide information about so many, but there are other tools you can use. There's iPad apps where you can make videos, you can, and bring in pictures and do things. So I'm not here to limit you by technology tool. That's not my interest. I want you to actually use whatever you have handy or what you prefer to learn about. And there's other options too, like if you ever wanted to make an instructional video, kind of like the ones I make lots of, where I show you the computer screen and I show you how to do stuff, you can do that. That's an option using a tool like Jing or Screencast-O-Matic. Excuse me. There's another potential project you could do is you can interview somebody, and you might even make it into the Voices from the Field enrichment series. If you do a good interview and it's with somebody that's sort of adding value to something related to talking about technology and education, I could very likely include it in my Voices from the Field videos at the bottom, because actually I need to replace some of them, quite honestly. So if you do that, that's great. I actually give you a little bit longer if you choose that option. If you go interview a practicing educator, you get a little bit longer. Actually, you get to the rest of the semester, which is good and bad, because you kind of want to get it finished, right? So there's lots of options, and like I said, you may have caught me at the end of the session 4 welcome video. I said if there's something else you want to do, you can talk to me about that. I have some ideas for things you can do, like you might try making a Scratch project. Scratch is a computer programming tool that kids can use, and you can make games, you can make movies, you can do all this kind of stuff, but you actually get into computer programming, which relates to students' use of math, science, and technology, and logic, and creativity. All these things can be intertwined inside of a Scratch project. So it's, and you can embed it on the web. It can play kind of like a movie does, so it's sort of related, but there's actually more technical math, science, and other creative skills involved in making a Scratch project. And so if you want something a little bit different, if maybe you're going to be a math teacher, if maybe you're going to be a science teacher, or even a language arts teacher, you could use this across the curriculum, but if movie making doesn't feel quite right, maybe it feels like you want something a little more techy, I would recommend a Scratch project, for example. So let me know if there's something else you want to do besides making a movie, if you've done that before, or you feel like it doesn't quite fit. So we can maybe be able to do a substitution, but I still want it to be challenging. In addition, you're going to be making your second Google Community Tool post in this module. Go check that out. Actually, this is not your second one. This is your first Google Community Tool post. So check out those instructions. You're going to go find a tool. You're going to post about it on your Google Community and share that with the rest of us. Finally, the Voices from the Field episode, this module is from Eric Langhorst, a junior high school social studies teacher. It's a really short video, but he talks about his views of technology, and I think it's really cool to watch the way he talks about that. All right, I have a visitor. I'm sort of tongue-tied now because I don't know, do I talk to you, do I talk to him? So enjoy session 5 and let me know how I can help.